Do you know why the sword is one of the most popular weapons in the world? Because it's the perfect tool for any warrior. Today we will see how swords evolved over the years. The earliest ones were made from animal bones and were used as far back as 3000 BC. It wasn't until the Bronze Age that swords became more common. The first true swords were made from bronze and were longer and wider than their predecessors. These swords were used by warriors all over the world, including the ancient Greeks, Romans, and Celts. During the Iron Ages, swords became even more popular. They were used by knights in armor and were often decorated with intricate designs. But as firearms became more common in the 18th century, swords fell out of favor as they were simply outclassed by guns. Today, swords are mainly used for ceremonial purposes or as a backup weapon. So now let's take a closer look at some of the most iconic swords throughout history. In Europe, the commonly used swords were longsword, claymore, rapier, saber. The longsword was prevalent during the late medieval and Renaissance periods, approximately 1350 to 1550, with early and late use reaching into the 11th and 17th centuries. The Scottish claymore is a large and heavy sword that is double-edged and slightly curved. The saber is a type of backsword with a curved blade associated with the light cavalry of the early modern and Napoleonic periods. Also became popular with infantry of the early 17th century. The rapier, originally used in Spain, known as espada rapera, was widely popular in Western Europe throughout the 16th and 17th centuries as a symbol of nobility or gentleman status. In the Middle East, the commonly used swords were scimitar, shamshir, kilij. The earliest evidence of scimitars is from the 9th century among soldiers in Kharas and Iranian plateau. They were used in horse warfare because of their relatively light weight. The sword shamshir was developed in Persia over a period of time. Following influence from the Turkic Seljuk Khanate in the 12th century, the kilij, as a specific type of saber associated with the Ottoman Turks, starts to appear historically from primarily the mid-15th century. In Asia, we had jian from China, katana from Japan, konda from India, just to name a few. Jian is a double-edged straight sword used during the last 2,500 years in China. The first Chinese sources that mention the jian date to the 7th century BC. The konda have been used in Indian history since the Iron Age. Mahabharata is ancient India, roughly 600 to 300 BC. The katana is a Japanese sword that is curved and double-edged. It is often considered to be the most iconic sword in the world. In Africa, the commonly used swords were akrafina from Ghana, Takoba from the Sahel region, and shotel from Ethiopia. The akrafina sword, originally meant for warfare but also forming part of Akan heraldry, was produced between 1670 to 1902. Tokabla blades are straight and double-edged with a tapering from the guard towards the tip. They have several notable features, including 3 or more hand-ground fula grooves and a rounded point. Lastly, the shotel was crafted to hook the opponent by reaching around a shield or any other defensive implement or weapon. Which sword is the coolest? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching and see you next time. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more epic stories and videos.